Hey everybody. It is Monday afternoon. Is anybody else ready for it to be 5 o'clock somewhere? This is actually just sparkling water. This is my thing. I have a wine glass of sparkling water every night at bedtime. And so I decided to do it a little earlier because we just had mass chaos over here. Like major drama, major tears. We have a puppy and there was a whole situation. I won't go into all the circumstances, but wow. Talk about kicking off your summer. So, I hope your summer's going great. I'm so excited to be here with y'all. My name is Carrie Ann Willingham, and I am in a Birmingham suburb. I've been with Color Street almost a year. It's about to be my 1-year anniversary. And I have loved every minute of it. I love this company. I love the product. I love my team. I love the income it brings. Speaking of, I surprised my husband this Christmas with a trip to where we honeymooned. And y'all, it's our 20th anniversary this summer. So we've always kind of joked like, we should really go back someday and see how it's changed. And so with my Color Street money, and I'm not a breadwinner. I don't even make an income before Color Street because I stay home. So I don't typically get to pay for things like that, pay for anything. And I surprised him with a trip to the same place we spent our honeymoon 20 years ago. So we will go in August. And that's just one of the things that Color Street has afforded me. That's a financial blessing, but there are so many other things as well. So anyway, the main event of this video is application because it is easy breezy. You don't need someone to show you how to do it. The pictures that are on the back of the package will do the trick, but to see it in video and to be able to ask questions live can be really helpful. And I will say the more you do it, the easier and faster it gets because you've learned the sizing, you've learned any tricks and tips for your particular nails. So I thought to do this live will give you the opportunity to, be reminded of any of those questions as they're happening. So you can see that there's a comment bar at the bottom here. If you've never watched a Facebook Live video before, what you need to know is that you can type in real time in that comment bar, and if you'll drag your finger over, there are also icons like and heart and any of those, and be sure to hit those with me too, so I'll know that you're here and I won't feel like I'm speaking into the great abyss or like some deep lonely black hole. Okay, so I had a tough time deciding what I was going to choose because there's so many fabulous options, but I decided to go with Fiji Fuchsia. And what you'll want to do is, of course, ask any questions, but to get in the drawing for our prize, you will need to type in at some point over the course of the video or afterwards in the replay a key takeaway. So if I say something or I show something that really sticks with you for whatever reason, whatever resonates with you, just type something real quick about it, and that will make sure that you are entered into our drawing. So, okay, Fiji Fuchsia is a hot pink, as it would suggest, multicolored glitter, and it is to die for. And if you've never worn Color Street before, honestly, I feel like glitters are the place to start. They are very forgiving and they're super fun. So every time your nails catch the light, you're gonna be like, I'm so in love. I mean, it's just, you really will get obsessed. So we've got the tearaway packaging that does say some tips right here. It shows application here. It explains that it is 100% nail polish, that it is made in the USA, and it comes with a nail file. Though I rarely use it, I love having it in case I do have little bits that need attention at the end. It also comes with an alcohol prep pad, and this is to make sure that your nails are prepped as best they can be before applying the nail strips. So here is my little plastic sleeve, And it looks like there is one row, but there are actually two in here. When I open it up, you'll see there's a pull tab or a little notch where I can easily open it. So like, you don't even have to have scissors to open the package. When we say no tools, I mean throw this in your suitcase, you are ready to go, or in your purse. Let me tell you all the absurd places I have painted my nails. I always paint them in the car, not when I'm driving, but to date night, on the way to church. I'm telling you, I have painted my nails countless times in, as the passenger in the car, moving car. So I just tore across the top. I have painted them on an airplane. I have painted them on a terminal. I have painted them at ball games and at gym meets. I have painted them in restaurants. Let's see, countless places. I don't know. And I cannot do that with any other polish. And then when you actually open it up, you'll see there are two strips. So eight nails on each strip, meaning 16 total. They give you a variety of sizes to make sure that all nails can be accommodated. If these are too large for your hands or your nails, it does not matter, because I'm going to show you how to create a custom fit no matter what. But if you feel like this is a bit wide for you, then we just came out with the most amazing new petite line. Y'all, I just put them on for the first time, and they're perfect for me. I'm 5 feet tall. My nails are small for my small hands, and they work fabulously, but I decided I would use our original traditional pack to show you, because I use these great as well. So most of you can probably use either pack. Okay, so I've got my 16 strips, and the first thing I like to do is size. So I'm going to flip the camera so you can see how I do this. And again, if you have any questions, type them. And my stylist friends, if you can help out answering those, that'll keep me from getting distracted. And then again, you're going to want to listen for a key takeaway and write some kind of comment. Okay, here we go. Going to flip the camera down. I think you can see well there. Okay, I like to break away the smallest strip, and this is just my personal little thing. It may depend on how curved your nails are, but I actually bend my strip slightly, and that gives me the perfect view of how well it's really going to fit once curved. So this one seems a little bit wide. I can tell that it will go slightly over my skin. So I always say, when in doubt, err on the side of too small. Err on the side of narrow, because if you go wide, it's no big deal. You can trim around it like I'll show. But if you go too narrow, you completely eliminate the risk of getting onto your cuticle or onto your skin, which are two big no-nos. And no one's ever going to see that minuscule, like, millimeter that is not quite covered on the sides. But if it applies to your cuticle or to your skin, then as your nail grows out, it's going to mean that the strip lifts a little bit there. And that's, if you've ever had it catch on hair or catch on something else, if you feel roughness around the edges, I guarantee it's because you got it onto your cuticle or onto your skin. So the best way to get it to truly adhere is to, if anything, err on the side of narrow. Make sense? I would say the biggest mistake I see people make is letting it go onto skin or cuticle. So here we go. Because of that, I'm going to stick with the very smallest for me, but you use what is best. And all of ours have this plastic clear cover to keep it from drying out completely, and then a silver tab that makes it really easy to pull it away from the paper backing. Then I can grab the silver tab, and it's perforated to break away into the curve I need. So now I'm ready to go, and I can match this bottom edge all the way up to, without going over, that bottom cuticle. If I feel like my application is a little crooked, not where I want it to be, look how easily it lifts. I pull it right back up, and I can do that over and over until I feel like it's perfect. So again, I'm going to lay it kind of in the center, And then I like to rub from base to tip. And then once I'm sure it is laid completely, I put it around the bottom. This is the second mistake I see people make, is that they don't wrap it around the tip and slice underneath the nail. So I'm going to show you how I slice better on the next one. But that first nail is done and completely dry. I cannot mess it up. What on earth? Like, that's already amazing. Not to mention it's gorgeous, but that means if I get a phone call right now, if I have to run and take care of the emergency with the puppy, then I'm ready to go, sister. It's not gonna matter. Okay, so now I've got this long other half. My best advice is to go ahead and lay it down on top of this one and double layer. You might as well, because this pack of 16 is gonna be enough for really two and a petty, or I usually do my daughters at the same time. And if you try to save them, you're at risk of them drying out. So best just go ahead and use it. And if you double layer, then you've got double the thickness, double the wear time. So not double the length of wear time. You've just got double protection. Okay, so I'm going to show you just to speed up how long it takes to do a full manicure though. I'm going to flip this strip and put it on the opposite finger. Usually your fingers are close enough in size that they work out in perfect pairs like that. Okay, I always start with my pinkies and I work my way to end with my thumbnails. No, I don't like the way that was. The reason I do this is because you can see I use my thumb as my cutting tool. Okay, so I found the proper position and I just rub from base to tip. And then some people like to pinch the sides in. You can do that, especially depending on how curved your nails are. And I slide my opposite thumbnail under that nail. And it slices through the paint. And then it is perfectly clean and already dry. I also like to kind of round press it at the tips just to make sure it is truly laid against that tip so it can cure well to it. Those are done. Okay, so now we're going to start speeding through it and really have some fun, right? Again, I've got my sparkling water in my wine glass. Throw your favorite drink in a wine glass and it's going to change your bedtime. I'm telling you, this is like my favorite thing. That's a free tip for y'all. Free tip. But for me, it's sparkling water. Okay, so let's move on. The next strip size is great for me. So I move that clear plastic, find the silver tab that makes it easy to pull from the paper backing, break away that tab, and then lay it without going over the cuticle. So if you want to make sure you're getting the longest growth time, you're going to want to file your nails first and push back your cuticles first. And that way your cuticles have provided, they're kind of back as far as they can go to provide the most nail bed for you. So that one's done. I'm gonna flip to the other side, but like I said, you could at this point either put it on your toes, put it on your daughter, or put it on the same fingernail to double layer. I'm gonna slice underneath. Okay, on this one, it's slightly wide for this finger, just ever so slightly. But I know that if I leave it that way, it could cause problems. So what I'm first gonna do is, I can take a rubber cuticle stick. This one came on the end of like a cuticle cutter, which you're really not supposed to use, but every once in a while I will. One great way to get deep into the cracks is to use this soft rubber cuticle stick, especially if you have deep curved nails. However, if you still see that a little is on the edge, you're gonna take, I don't know if you can make that out, but there's a tiny bit still on the skin. This is where that making that custom fit every time comes in. I'm gonna use my same thumbnail and rub it, just press in between the fingernail and the skin. And then that, see how that broke it away? Like literally it just is like a little line that can tear off. And it's a perfect custom fit. So this is the way you're gonna do it on your toenails for a pedicure, because obviously it will not be the perfect size for your toes unless you buy one of our new pedicure packs. And this is also what I do on my little girls, or if you know you have really narrow fingers, you can just take your thumbnail and act like an X-Acto knife, just chisel it all along the nail. You literally just press, press, press and cut all along the edges, and that nail strip will break away. So here we go with the third, because I always want to start at my littlest and move over to my thumbnails, end with my thumbnails. Rub, rub, rub. Okay. I want to make sure it's pressed everywhere. Perfect. Already dry. So there is literally not another product like this out there. We left out all the yucky stuff, and it's still traditional polish, and there is no vinyl, and there is very, very little fume. We have migraines in my house, and fragrances are a huge trigger. And with Color Street, we are spared that migraine trigger that nail polish always gives us. So that's another thing I love about it, and that's another thing that makes me feel comfortable using it in public places, because I know it's not going to be bothersome to those around me. There's obviously no spilling. All I have left to deal with are these that I just toss in a trash can, and I usually just put them right back in my envelope so that I can, you know, trash it neatly. Okay, so this is going to be too wide for me, and I know that from the get-go. So I'm going to show you again how to create a custom fit every time. I'm going to actually lay this I'm going to line up one side so that it is correct. So this edge will be correct. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll and press down, but I know that this side is too wide. Y'all, if you are not a petite like me, or if you have wide nail beds, you will probably not need to do this at all ever. But you will if you want to move it to, if you want to get like the most bang for your buck and you want to use the leftovers on your toes, you are going to need to chisel around it to create that perfect custom fit. If you do find that your packs are running wide on you like this, again, take advantage of our petite packs. They are so fantastic for that. Okay, so I know this is going to be a little wide, but I'm going to go ahead and dig in. You don't even have to have that cuticle stick. I'm going to go ahead and dig my thumbnail in that ridge. Now watch this. Perfect fit. It literally created the perfect custom fit, even though the strip was too wide. So you know, guaranteed, you can make this work for you. And it will work for any other woman you give this to. So don't worry about, you know, you don't want to offend your mom by buying the wrong size sweater, right? Get her some Color Street. You do not have to worry about sizing. Okay, so I'm going to chisel on both sides of this one a little bit. And again, perfect fit. Cut along the top. Pull it away. And it is good to go. If you have any little stragglers that are left over, take your thumbnail to it and it's done. If it makes you feel better to use this, then you can do the same thing, clean up any little rough spots, but you're going to want to make sure that you go kind of underneath the nail so that you're not cutting the polish too much on the upper side where it may show. So guys, we are almost done with this mani. If I wasn't talking through it, we would be done already. And look at this. It is gorgeous and already dry. no sheet prints. I can go wash my face at night. I think the perfect thing is to do this right at bedtime, so it has plenty of time to really cure to the nail. You are fine to go ahead and touch water, but best practice, if you can, then ideally you would do it where you're not going to be saturated in water for, 3 hours at the swimming pool or whatever. Give it a little time, a little dry time to really adhere well and to cure to the nail. So that's why I love bedtime, but you can literally do it anytime. Okay. We want to leave the thumbs to last, right? So we're at our thumbs, and let's see what size will work best for this. Again, I'm going to take, let's take this strip, and I fold it a little bit. I bend it just slightly. I don't know why I started doing that, but it works well for me, so I can really get a good picture. Okay, I have a teeny bit left of my nail, just a tiny bit of space left, so this strip is slightly narrow. To me, that is perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so here we go again with our little last one, and then we are done. Done. That side looks right. I'm gonna pull it over to this side. And they do stretch a little bit, so as I rub, it's stretching it a bit, and that may cover those sides a bit too. But my main reason for choosing a little smaller is, again, so I can ensure that it doesn't go over the cuticle or my skin. Okay, that's that one. Now, on this very last one, I most of the time never pull out a tool, but I don't want to mess up this thumbnail when I cut the other thumbnail. So after I've tucked it along the edge, I actually use my skin and I press my thumbnail against the skin, because that's a hard enough edge that it helps it helps to perforate it. Yeah, it scores it. That's the best thing to say, I guess. And then that makes it easier to break away. And I didn't mess up that thumbnail. But another great way to do it would be to take, this file, and after you've scored it, kind of go on the underside a bit, and then rub your finger around the edge so you can be sure that you didn't lift it off the edges. I have a complete manicure done, and it is amazing. Eye-catching. It'll catch not only your attention as you go through your day, but other people's as well. And it didn't smell. It didn't spill. It's travel friendly. It took no heat, no tools. Typically it takes me 10 minutes to do. And I can use the leftovers for a pedicure or for my girls, or I can double layer and provide even more protection. We also sell a clear as day that some people love as a top coat, because you get a double pack. Instead of 16 strips, you get 32 clear as day strips, and it gives you kind of a gel finish. And so that's a great option too if you want to ensure even more wear protection. And then another final tip is that if you notice wear at your tips, which is one of the first places you'll notice it, it's either going to be outgrowth at your cuticle base, or it's going to be wear at the tips from just all the general wear and tear from the day. If it becomes really noticeable and bothersome, see, this is the thing, it's not going to come off. So the only way it'll come off is if it wears off, right? So if it is worn down, you can take a nail file. My suggestion is to take a glass nail file, but take a nail file and just remove just the tips, and you will get even more wear out of it, because that's everything there below is going to look like you just painted it. So that will give you even more wear time. My favorite, okay, I'm going to flip back through. That's all I'm going to do for the demo, but I am going to answer some questions if you want to stick around for that. If you need to go ahead and run, don't forget to leave your comments so that you can be entered in the drawing for, I think it's an awesome manicure kit that comes out of our pro shop. So let's see. Hey, thanks for all the hey watchings. Oh, cool. Love that your niece is a consultant. Awesome. Yes. Oh, y'all, I'm so excited about this anniversary trip. I mean, 20 years. 20 years is going to be so fun. Okay, glitters is where it's at. I agree. I mean, I never wore nail polish before. Never wore nail polish. And now I feel so naked without it. It just is such a great way to feel put together and like you really are on top of your game. Because I always thought if she has time or effort, or like the wherewithal to paint her nails, like what am I doing wrong with my life? I mean, like, I don't know how people do this. How do they manage all that, right? So now that I am the one with the painted nails, I'm like, wow, this part of my life is like buttoned up and put together. Like and it's feminine and it's fun and it's glamorous. And anyway, it's a great way to pamper yourself, right? So, but I never wore polish before. So if the glitters terrify you because you are a naked girl, then you can start with a solid. Do it. But just know that the glitters are a perfect starting spot because they are the most forgiving. They're a little thicker. They wear so beautifully. Whereas a solid, you may want to double layer or put a clear as day just because they're slightly thinner and so they can wear slightly faster. At grandson's first birthday, love that. Yes, so Fiji Fuchsia is this color. Yes, I love bending my strip first because some people have really curved nails and I wouldn't say mine is that way, but I do find that it gives me a more accurate measurement, more accurate picture. Okay, bending. Yes. Okay, what if you get it on your cuticle? Girl, these are so forgiving. You just peel it right back up and lay it down again. Great question. Yes. You can peel up, you can pull up and lay it back down like multiple times. So do not be afraid. Oh, shoot. Jilly says, make sure to use the prep pad on your nails. Y'all, I didn't show using I failed. Yeah, the prep pad. Y'all, I'll be honest with you. That's because I really don't. My nails are chronically dry. I don't use acetone remover either. And I highly recommend not using an acetone remover unless you just get too impatient with your glitters. I recommend using a non-acetone remover. But yes, my nails are so dry that I don't do this. I just wash with Dawn hand liquid and I never have a problem with them adhering or lasting. However, I can't say that that's going to be the case for you. I just have dry nails. So it is absolutely recommended to use an alcohol wipe that's provided in your kit first. Just wipe down each nail, and I also wipe down the pads of my thumbs because I use those so much to press. Thank you for reminding me that. Double layering, yes, it's a great trick. I mean, you've got all these, right? Double layer. Do your toes, do your daughters, I'm telling you. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Slice under. Yes, that is my favorite way to do it. I mean, they show on the package to use the nail file, and that totally works. But in my experience, just the way that my fingers work, I actually prefer to use my thumbnails as tools. Try both ways and see what you prefer. File nails and push back cuticles. Yes. To prep your nails first is best practices again. If you're short on time, go with it, girl. That's one of the beauties of this product is this does not have to be a 45-minute experience, especially not a 2-hour experience of like going to a nail salon, right? But if you have the time and you can take the time to really do it because it will give more life to your mani. Takeaway, double layering, great. Smaller versus bigger, absolutely. I like rubber cuticle pushers, yes. Another thing that I do, you can use any hard edge to break away that very last thumbnail. Here's another idea. Use your envelope and do it to press against. That'd probably be even better. But I just try to think of things where I don't have to have an orange stick with me, or you're going to have the nail file with you too, so you could probably press on that and that would even help score it better. But the main thing is you don't want to put too much wear and tear on the tip you just applied on the opposite thumb. I tend to cut the ends a little too short. Yes, bend it over the end first and think of cutting under. It can happen that as the nail strip dries, it can shrink back a little from the tip. So it may not always be that the wear, if you see wear at your tips, it may not be that it's truly wear. It may be that you cut it a little too high, like, you know, a little too much on the top edge. And as it dries or cures, it's shrinking. So that's why I always say, kind of let it go all the way over the tip and slice really on the underside. Oh my gosh, I love taking them anywhere and everywhere. Thank you, Jennifer, for loving the color. It's Fiji Fuchsia. Yes, odors for, oh wow, that is amazing that you're a brain aneurysm survivor. Yes, so in my family, we don't have anything that, I guess that severe, but it always, like my son always is like, I can't handle this. That gives me headaches. Cleaning supplies give us headaches. We definitely don't do perfumes. I love that about this product. That can't be good for you, all those fumes, right? Yes, bedtime is the best time to do it. Takeaway, they stretch a bit. Yes, they do. And if you have very curved nails, Jackie C has done an excellent video on applying solids. It can be difficult to apply solids. Not difficult. It can be a bit of more of a challenge than like glitters, or like I said, they're so forgiving to apply the solids. If you have wrinkling on the corners, that may be because your nails are so curved, and that is my best advice for that is you can take that strip after you have laid it at the base. You just kind of pull and stretch it, and you rub it as you go. Again, she has an excellent video on that, but that will help you to flatten it if you have any kind of wrinkling. Y'all, I've never had that. So I really think it has to do a lot with the shape of your particular nail. Better to take a chance of clipping the top with a nail file. Yes, and if you use a really chunky glitter, you may see that a fleck of glitter is hanging off the end of your nail. In that situation, don't try to break it off more or pull it off, because it will pull the entire fleck. Those flecks are so strong that they won't break. They won't tear like our nail polish base will. And so the best thing to do is, if you've got a fleck that's half hanging off the top of your nail, use a nail clipper. And if you're away where you can't do that, just tuck it until you're where you can, because I have tried to pull it, like break it like this, and it will, and then I've got like a little teeny bit left at the top. So there's another little tidbit for you too. The huge chunky flecks of glitter, you can use a clipper. Love the color. Did not know you could tear it under the nail. Oh, that is the way to go, I'm telling you. Scoring, yes, perfect. Okay, Sarah, right before bed, yes. Wait a minute, filing down the tip after it wears a little, yes. I'm telling you, it'll give you another week, depending on how quickly your outgrowth is at the base. Yes, perfect. Another thing I want to make sure that you get, acetone remover killed my nails. And if I ever hear someone say, oh, well, I loved Color Street, except my nails got brittle, or my nails got dry or peeled. No, absolutely not Color Street. I promise you, it is not Color Street, because I'm a case study. It is absolutely your remover. Mm-hmm. It's amazing that it removes with regular nail polish remover. But the problem is, someone like me who is not used to wearing any nail polish, and they start using Color Street and they want to change. I was so excited. I wanted to change to a new design every week. So all of a sudden, for the first time in my life, I'm using an acetone remover and soaking my nails in it every week. That's what killed my nails. As soon as I cut out the acetone, my nails were amazing, and they last longer and they're stronger than ever before. My mother-in-law has no problem with acetone. She loves Color Street, but she's always done her nails, always. So I don't know if that, maybe her nails are more used to it. But yes, I promise you it is not the Color Street. If you have any of those problems, peeling, chipping, whatever, try a different remover, and we can make some suggestions there too. Mineral Fusion, that's a remover that I've heard so much about. The nail remover polish tub with bristles. Yes, I love that tub, but the one that I've seen shared a lot from Target, the Up and Up brand, that was too harsh on my nails. But I love the packaging itself. I love the plastic bristles inside the tub. So I have to pour my own remover into that tub, but it is fabulous. Yes, pick up and lay back down. Yes. The fact that you can interrupt at any point and then get back to it is awesome. Okay, is it good to buff your nails before applying the nails? Some people do. I haven't found that I need to, but if you have problems with them adhering for whatever reason, because some people, I will say, what I understand is that your pH can be affected by medications, certain medical treatments, and then again, like I have dry nails, whereas some people may have oily or greasier nail beds. So also, if you have a lot of ridges in your nails and you just want to provide a smoother surface, then I have heard that buffing can help, but I would be careful to use like a really fine grade, if that makes sense, like one of the upper numbers that you would do towards the end. Again, I haven't found it to be necessary, but if you have a problem with it adhering, I would absolutely recommend trying that. Great question. Let's see, the smell of the nail polish remover. Yes, the smell of the nail polish remover does bother my family. So that's a problem I still have to deal with, but thankfully I can go almost 2 weeks with my Color Street before I have to do it. And the other thing is I have started looking for some mineral removers. One I have, to be honest, the results are amazing in terms of how moisturizing it is, but it takes much longer. But it has zero odor because it literally is like completely 100% natural ingredients, but it looks like an oil. You use a dropper and put it on, and it's super oily, and you have to let it sit there forever, and it's like dripping, and it's gross. So I don't exactly recommend it, but if you have truly dry nail problems, then it's absolutely by far the most gentle. And I did that when I was healing from my acetone damage. So anyway, I would drop it on, leave it on there forever, wipe it off with a paper towel, because that tends to work better than cotton, like the cotton, definitely cotton balls or cotton rounds. And then I would have to do it again because I love the glitters. So I would have to do a second round with that oil. So I prefer other things now, but yes, removers do bother us. The smell of that does give us headaches. Same here. I feel like it gets all the dirt and oil off the nails and the skin. Yeah, the prep pad for sure. Smell of remover bothers me. Mineral Fusion. Okay, so Mineral Fusion I have not tried. I've got Zoya that seems to work great. It's still an acetone, but it's very mild, so that's what I will use on my thick glitters, especially if I double layer. But I hear great things about Mineral Fusion. Peppermint oil, a great natural remover. Thank you for that, Christina. Oh, wow, I'm going to have to try that. Okay, I think that's it for the questions that I see. Again, make sure that you leave a takeaway tip that you gathered here to be entered in the drawing. Somebody is going to get an awesome manicure kit from our pro shop. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you think that there's someone else that could enjoy seeing this demo, please share the party. They can join, and you can tag them in it after they've joined. I hope y'all enjoy your Color Street, and I hope you share the word, because we are passionate about this product and what it has done in terms of confidence for women, giving them a quick and easy way to bring some beauty back into their routine without the money and the expense in both terms of like time and finances for a salon. So give it a try and share the love. Y'all take care and have a great day. Bye.